guys, let's speak again on a case coming out of Houston, Texas, ALEXIS Sharkey. I am so just drawn to this case. I want to know, as many of you probably do as well, what happened to Alexis. But let's go through what we know thus far. So we know that Alexis was reported missing on Friday, November the 27th. Her body was found unclothed on the side of the road on Saturday, November the 28th in West Houston by a city worker around 8:30 a.m. She was last heard from on Friday, November the 27th, the day after Thanksgiving. Alexis had been married to Tom, obviously her husband, for almost a year. Her husband, Tom, notified Alexis's mom on Saturday, the 28th, that Alexis was missing. The mom immediately posted a desperate plea for information on Facebook. Alexis's mom thinks that she was murdered. Alexis's body was found 3 to 4 miles from her apartment. There were no signs of injury. Alexis and her husband moved to Houston in January of this year. Her friend Tanya spoke out and said that they spent Thanksgiving together and with Tanya's family, and that's the last time she spoke to, and that the last time she spoke to Alexis was on Friday the 27th around 6 o'clock p.m. Tanya followed up with a group text on Saturday morning, and she got no response. So Tanya went over to Alexis' apartment, and there was no answer. They realized at that moment, her friends, that she had not been active on social media for over 12 hours, and that was very unusual for Alexis. Now, the friends then filed a missing persons report, and Tanya, Alexis's friend, said that Alexis and her husband were having issues, and Alexis recently had opened up to them, the friends, about this, and said Alexis was filing for a divorce. So this is where things kind of get, what's going on, because you've got her friends saying one thing that, I'm telling you about, and then I'll tell you something completely different that Tom, Alexis' husband, is saying. And as you can see here on some screenshots that I have grabbed earlier today, read through them. But anyway, let's move on. Tanya also says that Alexis was an upbeat person. She was always happy and always had a smile on her face. Her husband, Tom, says differently. Tom said that Alexis was not happy. She was stressed. He said he would cuddle her to try to make her strong. He said, quote, "There's always sides to everything," unquote. He said he was the one building Alexis back up. Tom says he doesn't need to set the record straight, and he'll let it play out the way it is. He said he knows what his life was with his wife. And this is what he said during an interview, what I just stated. And he said he figured out the woman found on the side of Red Hall was his wife. He went to the medical examiner's office on Saturday morning, the 29th, and Alexis's body was there, although they did not know at that time that her identity, so they did not know that it was Alexis at that time when Tom, her husband, had came by there. Tom said when he last saw his wife on the 27th, he asked her not to drive because she was under the influence, and he said that she drove off anyhow. Tom said, quote, Tom said he is confident the police will figure everything out, and this is quote, "going to find everyone that was involved," unquote. And, that's interesting that he said that, going to find everyone that was involved. But maybe it's just me. I just found that very interesting that he would say everyone involved. Tom is now saying he's getting death threats over, this whole case, and that, people are accusing him. But what do you guys think? I mean, her friends are saying one thing, and yet her husband, who her friends are saying she was filing for a divorce from, is saying something completely opposite.